So this is, I don't know how clear this is going to look with the screen, but this is all of our results from this past weekend. I kind of put it in a color scale. Basically, anything red, zeroed out, greener it gets, more results we had in that area. The problem we ran into is that total surveys, we only hit 55. So as far as how accurate everything is going to be, might not be the best. But there are some comparisons we can get out of this. One being is that the public access, from what we've seen, really hasn't appealed to a younger crowd. We had one result from someone under the age of 36 that actually watched public access occasionally, none that watched it daily. As you went up...
Or occasionally.
I'm sorry?
Or occasionally.
Right.
Wow.
As you moved up progressively, we did have the most survey results, I believe 17 from the 36 to 45-year-old range. So we had the most results there, but it did move progressively up as far as watching it goes and knowing more about public access. 36 to 45 was our best results. We didn't have a lot of results for 46 to 55-year-olds, and over 55-year-olds we did have some success there as well. It seems like we kind of need to gear ourselves towards a bit of an older crowd, which isn't what we originally thought, considering how college towns seem to be areas of public access success. The thing that we also ran into, even though this older crowd seems to be watching more public access, as far as internet submission went and content submission, really fell into a younger crowd. Under 17 range, we got very few results from. But what we did, they were on the internet much more, were more used to, more apt to uploading content, and had some interest in doing so. As we had gotten to an older crowd, there was very little to almost no interest in uploading content or really much at all involving internet usage. Let's see. I threw some percentages together. The problem is that also as the age scale went up, less and less people turned the survey over and filled out the back. So we did have some issues as far as the percentages of people. I mean, over 55, we had only a couple of people actually fill out the back of the survey. Let's say it was 46 to 55, less people just turned it over and filled that out. So the percentages weren't perfect. It showed a few things that were helpful as far as people in that, like 40% of people in this 46 to 55 age range watched public access occasionally, 20% of them watching it daily, for a total of 60% of the people that we surveyed. As far as in the over 55 range, almost 55% of people watched occasionally, with 18% watching daily, although this is also potentially skewed because one person was a mental hospital patient, potentially, literally. I included the result, but there is kind of an asterisk on it. So that could potentially be lower. And it just kind of, it moved around from there, but it does seem like we're certainly working with a little bit older of a crowd. It probably would have been a little bit better if we could have gotten another, say, 30 results. But some people were, a lot of people we talked to weren't from the area. We probably could have doubled our results if more people we talked to were from the Schenectady area.
Okay, no pun intended, but can you set the stage for me for the survey collection on Saturday and Sunday? The hours, shows going on, times?
I came in, there were about 3 different shows Saturday night. I came in, Bill Cosby I think did 2 shows, there was a band playing, I forget the name of the guy playing, but there was decent traffic in and out the whole way through from about, I think we were there, I was around 6:30, 6:45 I probably got there. And we were there till about 9:30, 9:45, and then it kind of emptied out because the last show was starting. There weren't people around the ticket area anymore. There were very few people getting coffee or anything at that point because there was I think it's the Muddy Cup or something. So we did talk to some people that were just sitting down having coffee, I started pestering people that were standing in line for waiting for their tickets because they're stuck there anyway. So it was a decent flow of people, but a lot of people weren't from the area was our biggest problem, and some people just didn't want to take the time because they were trying to rush to get tickets. A lot of people were late and didn't really have the time. We ran into a few problems. It would have been nice to put an extra day. I was hoping to get in there this week, and just couldn't find the time. So there were a few problems. Sunday I wasn't there. Kelly and Alicia and you were there as well. Sorry. And Jesse was there. How was I saw the results from it, but how was it?
It was like he said when we got there, it was a lot of parents with children because it was a children's show, it was Little Mermaid. So most of the adults were just worried about getting them into the show and didn't want to spend the time to fill it out. I actually went up to the concession line and just went down the line, and I got a lot that way, and I just I wouldn't leave, so.
Yeah.
I wasn't going anywhere, they weren't going anywhere, so.
Yeah, that's where I got a lot of my results from too, was I just stood in the will call line and just basically stood at the back of it and kind of worked my way forward, and just started with people who were going to be standing in line for a while anyway. Some of those people even were unwilling to help, but a decent amount of them were. Probably 75% of those people were fine with taking a few minutes for the survey.
I was there on Sunday also, and another problem besides, a lot of them wanting to just take care of the kids, and, the kids were screaming, and there's even some people that we had the lollipops, and they would take the lollipops, but then refuse to fill out the surveys. And then another thing was that when we got there, it was really chaotic, because there was something like a farmer's market was kind of closing up, and so they didn't have any tables for us at first, so we were kind of just standing around, and that took up a lot of time that could have been used to get more surveys. By the time we got a table, it was probably only 20 minutes before the show started, so that kind of hurt us a little bit. And then the second showing was a 3-day movie, so they weren't expecting a lot of people, so we really didn't stay for that. But other than that, some of the people were really willing to help out.
Do you think having the lollipops helped? I thought that was a really good idea about everything.
Yeah, it was a nice touch.
Okay.
I don't think it necessarily drew a lot of people to it, but it at least caught their interest, or kept them there an extra few seconds to get us to talk to them.
They didn't fill out the survey after we took.
Right, or took a pen and
We had someone
lollipop
who
and walked
even
away.
bargained to ask for one of our pens to be able to
Yeah.
and then just walk away without taking a survey anyway. With the pen.
You got it back though, didn't you chase him down and get it back?
No.
No.
I felt bad. He couldn't read.